So far, our programs can store data and they can understand data types. But a real program must do something smarter. It must make decisions. Like, if the password is correct, allow login, else reject. If the user is above 18, allow access, else deny. Today we will learn the most powerful basic concept in programming, if else. And as always, we learn it by building real code. So what is a condition? A condition is a question with only two answers, true or false. For example, is 10 greater than 5? True. Is 3 equal to 9? False. Is your age above 18? Don't know. True or maybe false. Python uses these true, false answers to choose what code to run. Let's start with an example. I will create a file episode4.py. We will define a variable called age. Let's take the value 20. And we will define if age is greater than equal to 18, print you are allowed to enter. Notice two things. There is a colon and the next line is indented, the spaces before the print statement. In Python, indentation is not decoration. Indentation is a rule. Indentation means this code belongs to the if. Because age is 20, the condition is true. So Python prints the message. Let's try and run this. You see, the output is you are allowed to enter. Now, let's try making the age as false. Let's try to update the value of age as 16. And let's run again. Nothing prints. That's not a bug, that's logic. In the condition, if the condition is false, Python skips the block. Now we will handle both cases. So we will define an else block and we will print access denied. This is the simplest decision system. If true, if age is greater than or equal to 18, we will print you are allowed to enter. If age is less than or 18, we will print access denied, simply in the else block. Let's run this. And you see, access denied is printed. Every app you have ever used is built on decisions like these. Login systems, payment success failure, permissions, discounts, even games. Programs are basically data plus decisions. To create conditions, we use comparison operators. Here are some of the comparison operators, which is print 10 greater than 5. It will print true. It's a greater than operator. Print 10 lower than 5 will be false because 10 is bigger than 5. It's lower operator. We can also print 10 equal to 10. This will be true because this is comparison. Let's go for one more. Print 10 is not equal to 7, which is true again. Print 10 is greater than equal to 10 will be true again, right? Because 10 is equal to 10. And finally, we can also use one more example where we can say 10 is less than or equal to 9, which is absolutely false. If we run this program again, you see this is true, this is false, this is true again, true, true, and false. Simple. These booleans control the if. This is a true or false boolean expression. Now 1 equals is assignment. That means we are assigning number 16 to the variable age. Double equals, if you see here, is comparison. If you write age is equal to 18 inside an if statement, Python will complain because simply this, because Python will complain because you are not comparing, you are assigning. You see, it says invalid syntax, maybe you meant double equals or colon equal instead of equal. If we simply make it double equals, that makes it comparison operator and the program executes. Python is no longer complaining. Now let's try and make a real program. Let's define a variable called marks and we will convert the input from the user as an integer. Enter your marks. Now, if marks is greater than equal to, let's say 40, we would like to print result is pass. Okay. Else, we know that result will be fail. In this example, we used int type conversion of the input function because input gives text. We want marks as number. Let's try and run the program. Let's enter a marks 50 and the result is pass because 50 is greater than equal to 40. This is already useful logic. Now let's make it smarter. We will add grades to it. So if I were to rewrite this as if marks is greater than equal to 90, print grade A plus else if. We write else if in Python as elif, elif, elif marks greater than equal to 75, print grade A. We can further define additional condition like using elif marks greater than equal to 60 maybe, and print grade, let's call it B. Let's do one more, elif marks greater than equal to how much? Let's say 40. And we would like to print grade C. I think that's pretty all the grades covered now, and we can finally decide if it does not matches any of the conditions above, else we are going to print grade F. Probably failed. Okay, let's save it up. Elif means else if. Python checks conditions from top to bottom and stops at the first true one. Let's try running this one. Let's say marks is 86. We got grade A because marks is less than 90 but greater than 75, so grade A. The order of conditions matter. If I put marks greater than equal to 40 at the top, then everyone above 40 will get grade C and Python will never reach A or B. So we start from the highest condition and go down. Of course. We can now try to build a quick login system. Let's try that. Let's define a variable called saved passwords. Or password indeed. My password. And let's say entered password. And we would like to use our input function because we want to get user's input. Enter your password. Okay. Now, if entered password is equal to saved password, we would like to print login successful. Right? Pretty easy. If not, that means else. Let's print wrong password. Okay. Now this is exactly how decision making begins in real applications. Of course, real systems encrypt passwords. We will obviously learn that later, but the logic starts here. Let's try and run this up. Let's input any password. Say it's wrong password because saved password is different. Okay, let's now level up. Sometimes one condition is not enough, and we can define that using let's say a variable age where we are receiving the input and converting the input into an integer value. Enter your age. Let's define another variable called has underscore id. We would like to give it a boolean maybe, or string perhaps. Do you have an id? Yes. No. Okay. And let's write the condition now. If age is greater than equal to 18 and has an ID, that means ID equal to yes. Let's print allow entry or entry allowed maybe. Else, let's print entry denied. Okay. Now, in order to get this entry allowed printed, we need to satisfy both the conditions, that is age should be equal to or greater than 18 and has ID should have a value yes in a string or should be true. Let's try and run this one. Age is 20. I have an ID, entry denied. Wow. Why? Let's track that. Because I provided the response in capital YES. Let's try that again. 20. Yes. So it performed a string match. If it would have been a capital Y here, it would have successfully checked it. So this is an example of using AND operator. Similarly, we can also perform an example for OR operator and NOT operator. So for OR operator, we would like to do something like, let's say, is member, let's say input, are you a member? Yes, no. And do you have a coupon or has a coupon? Similar to the one we just, do you have a coupon? Yes, no. And now let's write the conditions. If is member is equal to yes, or has coupon equal to yes, then let's provide some discount. Discount applied. Else print no discount for you. All right, let's run this up. Yes, I'm a member and I don't have a coupon, but still the discount gets applied because either one of the conditions has to be true in case of an OR. In case of an AND, both the conditions are required to be true. Okay, and similarly, I would like to give you a challenge. And the challenge is build a program that asks users age and if they have a ticket, yes or no, like I just defined. Now rules. If age is 12 or above and ticket is yes, allow entry, else deny entry. Type it yourself, run it with 3 different examples and see if you are able to get it. Now that our program can make decisions, it's time to make it repeat. In the next episode, we will learn loops. There are 2 main loops in Python, while and for. And we will build a real number guessing game as well. So, if this video made if else clear to you, I will really appreciate if you can like and subscribe. Comment episode 4 done after you complete the challenge. See you in episode 5. Bye bye.